When the lights dim and the music begins, there's something magical about the silence that follows, a silence filled with anticipation, emotion, and the promise of a story waiting to unfold. For fans of Xiao Zhan and Wong Iba, that silence has often been the heartbeat before a wave of emotions crashes through their solo songs. Each lyric, each note, feels like a coded message, one that speaks of love, loss, growth, and the fragile beauty of being human. But what if these songs are more than just melodies? What if they are reflections, fragments of their souls laid bare before the world? Tonight, we dive deep into the heart of their solo music, exploring not only the poetic beauty behind the words, but also the emotions, stories, and unspoken truths that pulse beneath the surface. The crowd's roar fades into a hush. Under the soft spotlight, Xiao Zhan stands alone. His eyes glisten with quiet intensity, calm, but burning with something deep within. The music begins, the first few notes of his song spotlight, and instantly, the world around him dissolves. The stage becomes a vast ocean of light and shadow, and he is the lone figure walking through waves of memory. His voice, tender yet powerful, pierces through the silence. The night is long, but I'm still standing here. It's not just a lyric, it's a declaration. Spotlight isn't merely a song about fame or resilience. It's Xiao Zhan's silent dialogue with himself, a reminder that even in darkness, he chooses to shine. The song becomes a mirror reflecting his personal journey from being misunderstood to standing tall once more. Each line carries the weight of survival. Each crescendo feels like a heartbeat racing against the tide of doubt. And as the final chorus blooms, there's a collective realization among the audience. This isn't just music. It's healing. While Xiao Zhan's world feels like poetry written in moonlight, Wang Yibo's solo works burst like lightning across a neon sky. His beats, his rhythm, his every movement, all scream confidence, energy, and rebellion. When he released Wu Gone, meaning no feelings, the world took notice. The song, wrapped in sleek production and bold lyrics, speaks of a man tired of pretense and noise. Iba's voice cuts through the music with an edge that feels both angry and calm, like someone who's seen too much and decided to simply let go. But beneath that cool, detached surface, there's something deeply personal. I see the world's noise, I see the masks, but I choose silence. In those words lies Wong Iba's truth, a desire to exist authentically in a world obsessed with appearances. His song isn't just about indifference, it's about self-preservation. Behind his composed exterior is a heart that values peace over popularity, truth over noise. On stage, the scene is electric. Neon lights flicker like thunderbolts and Iba moves with machine-like precision. Yet, if you look closer, there's raw emotion in every gesture. The crowd chants his name, but his gaze remains distant, almost lost in thought. It's as if the music has become his only safe place, the one space where he can be fully, completely himself. The fascinating thing about Xiao Zhan and Wang Iba is that their musical worlds are vastly different, yet their souls seem to speak the same emotional language. One expresses pain through light and lyricism, the other through rhythm and rebellion. But deep down, both are searching for peace, for truth, for connection. Imagine a cinematic scene. Two artists standing on opposite sides of an empty stage, facing the same audience. One's world is painted in soft golds and silvers, the other in crimson and black. And yet, as their voices echo, the colors begin to blend, forming a canvas that speaks of shared humanity, silent strength, and unspoken understanding. Their songs, though solo, are conversations, not just with the world, but perhaps with each other. Every lyric has a story, and sometimes, what's not said speaks louder than what is. Take Xiao Zhan's Light Spot, a song that, on the surface, celebrates hope and positivity. But listen closer, and you'll hear the sound of endurance, a man whose face storms but refuses to break. It's his letter to every soul that's ever felt misunderstood, telling them that light doesn't need permission to shine. Now listen to Wong Iba's My Rules, a song pulsing with confidence and power. But beneath that bold rhythm lies a message of independence, the courage to live by one's own principles, no matter the world's expectations. It's not arrogance, it's freedom. And perhaps that's the most striking parallel between them. Both men have walked different paths but learned the same truth, that in a world that demands perfection, authenticity is rebellion. When the concert ends and the lights go out, the real story begins. Xiao Zhan sits backstage, his face still glowing from the spotlight. In the quiet hum of the empty stadium, he replays the melody in his head, not for performance, but reflection. He once said in an interview, "Music lets me speak without needing to explain." And that's exactly what his songs do. They explain without words. On the other side of the world, Wang Yibo leans against his motorbike, earphones in, listening to the faint hum of his own track looping softly. His expression is unreadable, yet there's peace in his stillness. The boy who was once misunderstood has found a rhythm that's entirely his own. The camera pans out, two artists, two cities, one emotion. Their music, though solo, beats to the same rhythm of resilience. Many fans believe that Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo use symbolic imagery to express what they can't say openly. For Xiao Zhan, light is a recurring motif. It represents forgiveness, rebirth, and the courage to love again. In almost every song, you'll find references to illumination, whether it's a star, a spark, or the soft glow of dawn. It's as though he's constantly reaching toward the horizon, reminding both himself and his listeners that hope never truly fades. Wang Iba, in contrast, uses movement and silence as his artistic language. His lyrics often speak of running, chasing, escaping, yet also of stopping, breathing, finding calm. It's a balance between chaos and serenity, mirroring his real-life persona. Fast on the outside, thoughtful within. Together, their lyrical worlds create a fascinating duality, light and speed, silence and voice, freedom and grace. Across the world, fans dissect every line, translate every lyric, and create emotional universes around their songs. To them, these songs are more than art. They are comfort, companionship, even healing. A fan from Thailand once wrote, "When I listen to Xiao Zhan's Spotlight, I feel like I'm standing in the rain but holding my own sun." Another said about Iba's Wu Gone, "It's not coldness, it's power." He's teaching us that we don't need to respond to everything. Silence can be strength. And in those interpretations, you see the ripple effect of their art, how deeply it resonates, how personally it connects. At its core, the beauty of Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo's solo songs lies not in the fame they bring, but in the reflection they inspire. Their lyrics mirror the journey of anyone who's ever fallen and found the strength to rise again. The stage is alive again, a sea of glowing light sticks swaying like stars under the midnight sky. The air trembles with excitement. Fans hold their breath as Xiao Zhan steps into the light. There's no grand announcement, no fireworks, just a man and his microphone. And yet, the moment he opens his mouth, the world seems to stop spinning. That's the power of his music. It doesn't just sound, it feels. His song, Spotlight, begins softly, a slow heartbeat of piano chords echoing in the background. His voice, tender but resolute, slices through the silence. There's something in the way he closes his eyes as he sings, as though he's reliving every emotion that birthed those lyrics. The crowd can see it. They can feel it. Each word seems to hang in the air, shimmering like a memory refusing to fade. No matter how heavy the night is, I'll still face the light. At that moment, you can almost imagine the scene playing out in slow motion, Xiao Zhan standing alone beneath a single beam of light, his shadow stretching across the stage floor. Around him, screens flash with images of rain, fire, and stars, metaphors for pain, transformation, and rebirth. It's no longer just a performance. It's a confession. Because Spotlight isn't simply about fame or survival. It's about the courage to be seen, truly seen, even after being broken. Every lyric becomes a heartbeat. every note a step toward healing. The song transforms into a mirror, and everyone listening sees a part of themselves reflected back. The struggle, the fear, and the quiet triumph of learning to shine again. And when Xiao Zhan reaches the final chorus, the lights burst into gold. The stage seems to breathe with him. The moment feels infinite. Meanwhile, on another night, another stage glows electric blue. A motorcycle engine revs, echoing through the speakers before the beat drops. Fast, fierce, and intoxicating. Wong Iba strides in, his every movement sharp, deliberate, perfectly synced with the rhythm of his song Wugan, No Feelings. The crowd erupts. His eyes gleam beneath the spotlight, cool, confident, but also distant, like he's guarding a secret only the lyrics can tell. His music hits different. It doesn't plead or confess. It challenges. It's a wall of sound built with rebellion and rhythm. I see the noise. I feel the pressure. But I move my own way. Those lines strike like thunder. They're not arrogance, they're armor. Through Wugan, Wang Yibo paints himself as both the fighter and the philosopher, someone who's learned that silence can speak louder than words. The flashing lights, the rapid choreography, the commanding bass, it all mirrors the chaos of the world he's pushing against. But then, in a moment of stillness, he pauses. The stage darkens, and for a heartbeat, it's just his voice against the quiet. No beats, no motion, just truth. I don't need your noise to define my peace. That's the hidden soul of Iba's artistry. Beneath the layers of precision and rhythm lies a man craving simplicity. His lyrics aren't just about shutting out the world. They're about protecting the inner calm that fame constantly tries to disturb. And when he finishes, the silence after the music is deafening, but powerful. It's as if the crowd collectively exhales, realizing they've just witnessed something deeply personal disguised as a pop anthem. What makes this moment even more striking is how both Xiao Zhan and Wong Iba, though musically different, seem to express the same universal truth, the courage to exist authentically. One tells his story through tenderness and light, the other through motion and fire. Yet both are speaking from the same emotional space, a place of honesty. Imagine a split-screen scene. On one side, Xiao Zhan bathed in golden light, singing softly into a vast silence. On the other, Wang Yibo illuminated by a rush of neon, moving like a heartbeat made visible. Two artists, two worlds, yet their lyrics echo the same melody, the sound of resilience. Their songs are like letters written in code, messages not shouted but whispered. Xiao Zhan's music says, "Even in darkness, I will choose hope." Wang Yibo's answers, "Even in noise, I will choose peace." It's poetic. It's cinematic. It's real. When you dive deeper into the lyrics, you begin to see how intentional they are. In Spotlight, Xiao Zhan uses light as both weapon and refuge. Light becomes forgiveness, for others, for himself. The lyrics weave a tale of self-redemption, a reminder that scars can glow if you let them. Every chorus feels like the rising of a sun after a stormy night. And then there's Wugan. The title alone, No Feelings, sounds cold at first, but it's actually an act of defiance. It's about not letting emotions be manipulated by the world's chaos. Yibo isn't saying he doesn't feel, he's saying he refuses to let those feelings control him. In one line, he raps, "They talk, I move. They shout, I stay still." That's the essence of calm in the storm, strength wrapped in serenity. These two songs, though crafted separately, feel like two halves of a conversation. One speaking to survival through light, the other through silence. Now picture this. The camera zooms in on Xiao Zhan's face as he finishes his final note. Sweat glistens on his temple, his eyes glassy with emotion. He smiles softly, almost shyly, as if surprised by the wave of love coming from the audience. Cut to Wang Yibo on another stage, breath steady, gaze focused, hands gripping the mic stand. The crowd chants his name, but he stands still, breathing it all in before giving a small, knowing smile. No words, just understanding. Different stages, same spirit. Because for both of them, Music isn't just about performance, it's about truth. It's the bridge between who they are and who they're becoming. And that's why fans feel their songs so deeply. When Xiao Zhan sings, people see themselves rising from their own storms. When Wong Iba raps, they feel empowered to stand tall in their silence. Their lyrics aren't fantasy, they're lived emotion. Real, raw, and human. In every concert, in every recording, they're telling the same timeless story. The journey to stay true to oneself in a world that constantly tries to define you. As the lights dim and the music fades, you're left with a feeling. Not sadness, not excitement, but something deeper. A kind of peace that comes from knowing that someone out there understands. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yiba's solo songs remind us that we all carry light, we all face noise, and we all deserve to find our own rhythm between the two. Their music isn't just meant to be heard, it's meant to be felt. And maybe that's the real meaning behind their lyrics. Not fame, not art, but connection. A thread of emotion weaving through melody and memory, tying hearts together across the world. If you've ever found comfort in their voices, or felt something shift deep inside when their songs played, you're not alone. So, if you loved this exploration into their world, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more beautiful stories, lyrical meanings, and cinematic journeys into the music of Xiao Zhan and Wang Iba.